Hey guys, Jedi here. This conglomeration of stuff you see. It's a little video idea I had. I want you guys to see what I personally feel like every airsofter should have, whether it be AEGs or GBBRs. First of all, we're going to start off with gas blowback rifles because that's what I run. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about some of the things I keep in my admin pouch. You should always have a toolbox like this one or a tool bag. Something of the tactical nature to take to the field with you. Okay, that was my Maxpedition Mil-Spec Monkey Combat Admin Pouch. In my opinion, is one of the best admin pouches ever made. I'm not going to argue about it. I think it's awesome. It allows you to carry everything you need, and you're not just using it as a vanity place to hang your patches, which there's no problem with that. But if you're going to carry something on your gear, make it useful. First thing you're going to need is a valve key. Okay, especially if you're running the KWA LM4, you're going to have to take this out eventually. Okay, so you're going to need a valve key. Any mag, actually, pistol, GBBR, you name it, you're going to have it. I'm just being an ass. Another thing that you're going to need is an armorer's wrench. This is for an M4. Does the flash hider. Trying to get my head wrapped around all this. These two tits on the top right here, yes, I said the word tit, is for your delta ring, and this one is for your castle nut on the back of your buffer tube. Okay, I was watching some videos today. They were giving somebody a hard time about calling a hammer lock or a full auto sear, not calling it a disconnector. Makes no difference what you call it, tomato, tomato, that's what it is. Okay, so this is a good thing to have here. You're going to have a good set of magnetic tip punches. I highly suggest you get these. I picked these up at Walmart, about $5.95, can't beat it. Have yourself a good magnetic tip Phillips head screwdriver, or several for that matter. Okay, smaller ones. You can also get yourself a precision screwdriver set that's 6 pieces ultra steel, and those are, I don't know what, Pyro, about $5. Yeah. Okay, now down here you've got an Allen set. Allen keys, hex keys, these things have been with me for a while. You can tell they're chipped and rusty. They stay in the bottom of my box. I also like Eklund is a nice brand. You can pick these up at most auto parts store. Some of these run in either standards or metrics. These are standards, and they're easily fit in your admin pouch. Another good standby to have is Permatex red and blue Loctite. The blue Loctite, guys, is used on stuff that you would normally want to upgrade later, or you may want to remove. A good rule of thumb is don't use it at all if you're going to want to remove it, because this stuff you have to have an application of heat in order to remove, and you have to decide whether or not that part is going to accept the heat. Okay, so if you're going to blue Loctite something, I highly suggest you get rid of the crappy screws on some of these airsoft guns. You take one of them out, you count how many you're going to need, you take it to your hardware store, and you get a bag full of them in steel. Okay, because you will twist the heads off and strip them out. So if you're going to use this stuff, replace that hardware with steel. Get rid of the stock crap. Okay, and that's any manufacturer, KWA, WE, anybody. This is the red Loctite. This is permanent. Once you put this on, there's no backing out. Okay, I like the Prime Lock. This stuff is made by Permatex. I like it better than Loctite. Okay, I just do. A good place you can put this is on that roller bearing at the top of your hammer. Do not get it on the roller bearing itself, but on the outside edges of that pin or screw, whatever the case may be. King Arms, weapon on the bottom of the row there, has a flathead screw instead of a steel pin going through to hold that roller bearing. Back it out a little bit, put a dab on that side and a dab on the other side, screw it back in, keep rotating that roller bearing to make sure it doesn't get seized up, and you'll be fine. You'll never ever have to change that again. Okay, moving right along. Another thing that I like to have on me at all times is JB Weld. You guys have heard me talk about JB Weld a lot. I am a JB Weld fanboy. I admit it. I love them. I'm gay for JB Weld. okay? This is the original Weld formula, steel reinforced epoxy. It's 2 parts, and you can see there it has a strength of 3,960 pounds per square inch. It sets up in 20 to 25 minutes, and it cures within 15 to 24 hours. I give it 2 days, and it cures up in a dark gray, which can be sanded and painted. This is great. It works on a lot of stuff, plastics, metals, all metals, to include aluminum. This is the original stuff. This stuff is the strongest bond they make. They do make a JB Quick Weld. Nothing wrong with JB Quick Weld, but don't be fooled. It just means it sets up faster. It may cure within about 2 hours sooner. Always, if it says 24 hours, wait 48 before you put it back into service. Okay? Just do that. Do that for me. JB Weld. Get gay for them. It's awesome. Alright, now another thing that you can carry in your admin pouch is extra parts. These are still parts from SHS. These are going to go in my GMP, and I have extras of each one of these pieces that I will carry in my admin pouch just in case one fails. There's a good friend of mine went to an Airsoft game today. He had a part fail. I hope he was carrying an extra part in his gear to tech out that gun in the field. Carry it with you. Carry it with you. Don't leave home without it. Okay, now let's talk about modding these guns. Okay, first of all, this is a real steel buffer spring out of a Bushmaster AR-15 civilian model. Okay, extremely stiff spring. This is what it does to loading nozzles. Let's see if I can get up here. I got this thing on. See that little worn off area right there? I don't know if I can get it focused out enough. Right there. That's what it does. Guys, like electricity and water, it finds the path of least resistance and it will destroy whatever it meets up against. I'm lucky that this didn't break off the end of my charging handle or fly out the front end of my weapon, and I was doing it to prove a point, and I've already got a part ordered to replace this loading nozzle, but that's exactly what it does. If this gun is not designed to run a spring of this nature, even the Angry Gun kit is a lot smaller than this one, okay? And it's still tough on your boat carrier. I stay away from it if I were you. Like I said in my last video, this is a real steel. Notice I've taken all the weights out, okay? This is just a tad bit heavier than the WE, the weapon in the middle, than its stock buffer, okay? This is going to increase that just a little bit in your recoil using the existing spring. Stay away from the Angry Guns. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you guys like them, but I'm telling you, you keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, your gun's going to dismantle itself. And then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hop on YouTube and tell everybody what a piece of shit that gun company is. Alright? It's not that company's fault. They designed that gun to run a certain way with the parts they send it. So if you're going to tech it out and you're going to make it run hotter and faster, I'm guilty. Think it through step by step. Overthink it. Try to figure out, if I was that energy from the back towards the front, where am I going to end up? How do I dissipate it? And how do I take care of it? But this right here makes a satisfying clunk when it's fully loaded with its weights. The last video I showed you is what's inside here. Okay? It's a scientific thing that these gunsmiths come up with when they design it. They know how much centrifugal force is coming off that explosion of that round. They know how fast this thing is traveling. So therefore they add weights and decrease weights until they get it perfect, like a Swiss watch. One thing gets out of balance in these guns, whether it be an airsoft gas blowback or an AEGs, are different, guys. They're different. There's lots of stuff you can do to AEGs you can't do to these gas guns, and vice versa, the other way around. So you have to understand, you may be the best electric gunsmith out there, but when you start messing with gas, you better think it through. Okay, now, either that or have a lot of parts. Okay, so that right there is to prove to you what it does. What else do I carry with me? Well, I kind of like to carry extra optics. This is my EOTech 553 from GMP, one of my favorites. I also have a black XPS by GMP. I have tack lights for everything I own. This is a UTG ZL338. This is a UTG ZL337. All of these lights are xenon bulbs. I do not like LEDs. I think they flood the room nicely. They do not blind you like a ZL337 does in that xenon bulb. They just don't. Now, that's just my opinion. And I like running them. But they are in different varying sizes. This is one I bought for myself on RX. Okay, I don't like the laser on there, but I don't use it, so it doesn't matter. This rides on my pistol. This rides on my sub guns, like my MP7, my PDWs, and this one runs on my M4s. Mama bear, Papa bear, baby bear, blah blah blah. And I carry backup sights in case something fails in my admin pouch, and a bunch of other stuff. So that just gives you some kind of an idea. Got a question on the MP7, whether or not the bolt flies back or it runs out of lube or dries up on you. Yes, it will. This right here is OFNA Racing, makes this. This is a 120,000 weight silicone oil. As you can see here, I know that, look how thick that is. I use this, and it takes a lot to get it out of that bottle. I put it on a Q-tip and I smear all my bolt carriers with it. Don't get it in your mags, it's too thick. For that, you want to use regular P4 spray lube that you can get from any retailer. I use the DuPont Teflon silicone lubricant, works well, and it is rubber safe. Okay, I love this stuff, goes a long way. It's got Teflon in it, good stuff. What else? Well, I guess if Bob Hildebrand over at GI can carry a rubber axe, my weapon fails. I can always revert back to my Jedi weapon, my lightsaber. Uh-oh. Just kidding. This is a Force Effects, and once you remove the blade, it makes that crazy little sound. God, I love this thing. Anyway, that's my Vader saber. It's a thing of beauty. It wouldn't be the Jedi without a lightsaber. Another thing I carry, small bottle of acetaminophen, nothing like a headache in the field to ruin your day. And I also carry Visine Advanced. For me, I try to think of what can happen to me to ruin my day, and I carry this in my first aid pouches. It's a good thing to have. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you have an idea that you want to do and show me what's in your box, on your workbench, tools that you use, or little tricks of the gas airSmith trade, let me know. And do a video response. I'll view it, I'll post it, and then we'll do like a whole series, if you will. Thanks for watching.